Oh, hi there. My name's Ben, and I'm an educator with Embracing Our Differences. A lot of students know about Embracing Our Differences because they've taken a free field trip to our annual outdoor art exhibit and seen the 50 billboard-sized artworks and quotations created by students and adults from around the world. Perhaps you've even worked with your teacher to create one of the more than 10,000 student artworks and quotations submitted each year and had your entry chosen for the Embracing Our Differences annual exhibit. At Embracing Our Differences, we strive to create a world that's filled with kindness and respect. And today we're thrilled to explore a new book with you alongside a VIP reader and teaching artist from our community. Teachers, if you'd like to pause the video at any time during the read-along to discuss the book or during the teaching artist activity to complete one of the tasks, please do not hesitate to do so. Now, are you ready to explore your new book alongside your VIP reader? Yeah! Let's go!
Hello, hi, my name is Jeffrey Kim, and I am very fortunate to be able to read this book with you, for you, along with you today, When We Were Alone. I'm really excited about it because it does a couple of things, and books can do great things. For example, if you like to travel around the world, around the country, around our state, sometimes you'll hear different languages. And this book actually has a great language. It's an indigenous language from northern Canada. So you get to hear the Cree language and we get to speak it together. So, I'm practicing, you're practicing. It's okay. We might mess it up a little bit, but that's okay. But we try, right? When in Rome. Okay, so here we are. We are going to read this book, get your books out, and I'm excited to get started. I hope you are too. Okay. So, the book is called When We Were Alone by David Robertson and Julie Flett. I love the images. I hope you do too. Today, I helped my Kukum in her flower garden. She always wears colorful clothes. It's like she dresses in rainbows. When she bent down to prune some of the flowers, I couldn't even see her because she blended in with them. She was like a chameleon. Newcomb, why do you wear so many colors? I asked. Newcomb said, well, Newsissum, when I was your age, at home in my community, my friends and I wore many different colors. But at the school I went to, far away from home, they gave us different clothes to wear. All the children were dressed the same, and our clothes weren't colorful at all. We all mixed together like storm clouds. Why did you have to dress like that? I asked. They didn't like that we wore such beautiful colors, Newcomb said. They wanted us to look like everybody else. But sometimes in the fall, when we were alone and the leaves had turned to their warm autumn hues, we would roll around on the ground. We would pile the leaves all over our clothes they had given us, and we would be colorful again. And this made us happy. Now, Newcomb said, I always wear the most beautiful colors. After I helped with the flowers, we went over to the back gate. There were vines covering the gate, and they reached all the way to the ground. When my Kukum turned to fix the latch, I saw that her braid hung almost as low as the vines. It was like she had a tail. Newcomb, why do you wear your hair so long? I asked. Newcomb said, well, Newsissum, when I was your age, at home in my community, my friends and I grew our hair long, just like our people have always done. It made us feel strong and proud. But At the school I went to, far away from home, they cut off all our hair. Our strands of hair mixed together on the ground like blades of dead grass. Why did you have to wear your hair like that? I asked. They didn't like that we were proud, Newcomb said. They wanted us to be like everybody else. But sometimes in the spring, when we were alone and the grass had grown so long and thick in the field, we would pick the blades from the ground. We would braid them into our short hair that they had given us, and we would have long hair again. And this made us happy. Now, Newcomb said, I always wear my hair very long. After my Kukum had fixed the latch, I followed her to the birdhouse. There was a bird flying through the air like a jingle dress dancer. She fed the bird and whispered, Na penesis michiso tamisatikian tamakasian. I think I did that right. Na penesis michiso tamasikatian tamaskaisian. There, I think that was right. And her words sounded just like a poem. Newcomb, why do you speak in Cree? I asked. Newcomb said, well, Nusissum, when I was your age, at home in my community, my friends and I always spoke our language. But at the school we went to, far away from home, they wouldn't let us speak our words. All the children used their strange words, and we didn't understand them at all. Our voices blended together like a flock of crows. Why did you have to talk in their language? I asked. They didn't like that we spoke our language, Newcomb said. They wanted us to talk like everybody else. But sometimes in the summer, when we were alone and our teachers weren't anywhere around the place we were, we would whisper to each other in Cree. We would say all the words we weren't allowed to say so that we wouldn't forget them. And this made us happy. Now, Newcomb said, I always speak my language. After our gardening work was done, I sat with my Kukum in the backyard. Her brother came over and sat with us. He comes over all the time. We drank tea and ate bannock. The tea was hot and sweet, and the bannock was moist and warm and melted in my mouth. My Kukum and my uncle talked and laughed like children. Newcomb, why do you and Nokomis always spend time together? I asked. Newcomb said, well, Nusissum, when we were your age at home in our community, being with family was the most important thing. We played with each other, did chores together, and shared everything. But at the school I went to, far away from home, they wouldn't let us be together. My brother and I were separated like day and night. Why were you and Nukoma separated? I asked. They didn't like when we were with family, Newcomb said, because when we were together, we thought too much of home. But sometimes, in the winter, when we were alone and we were sure that nobody could see us, we would find each other. We would take off our mitts, and in the crisp, cold air, we would hold hands so we could always be with each other. And this made us happy. Now, Newcomb said as she reached over and held my uncle's hand in mine, I am always with my family. And that is the end of our story. There's information about the author. There's information about how you can learn new languages just like I did. How did you do with the pronunciation? Wow, that was kind of hard, kind of challenging. But here's the most important thing is to try. Because people who have other languages, they appreciate it when you attempt, even if it's a little chunky like mine was. I'll bet you yours was better, wasn't it? Did you do better than I did? I hope you did. And I hope you had a great time listening and reading along and maybe learning just a little something about this amazing book, When We Were Alone. Thank you so much and keep reading. Bye for now.
Isn't it fun exploring a new book alongside a new friend? Now let's continue to explore our new book alongside our guest teaching artist. Teachers, if you'd like to pause the video at any time during the teaching artist activity to complete one of the tasks, please do not hesitate to do so. Are you ready? Let's go.
Friends, I'm Mr. Stevie and I'm a local teaching artist. And before we start, I'd like to thank my good friends at Embracing Our Differences for letting me join you for this super fun journaling activity. So here's what you need. A journal or a blank piece of paper and a writing instrument like your favorite pen or pencil and a calm and creative mind. So before we dive into our activities inspired by the book When We Were Alone, let's take a moment to get focused. So find a cozy spot to sit or stand and close your eyes. Then take a deep breath in through your nose and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Now let's do this 3 more times. Ready? Close your eyes. Then breathe in through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now we're ready for some cool journaling fun. If you're excited, give us a thumbs up and let's jump right in. Resilience reflection. All right, let's kick things off with resilience. Do you remember the parts in the book when the characters faced challenges but stayed strong? Like that time when the narrator's grandmother tells her about braiding long grass into their hair after it was cut off at their school, far away from home. Think about a time when you faced a challenge and you were resilient. How did you successfully adapt to a difficult or challenging moment in your life? Write it down in your journal and share your story if you'd like. And let's inspire each other. Hopeful moments. Now, let's talk about hopeful moments. Just like when the characters found hope in small things. Like when the grandmother, as a little girl, was able to spend time and hold hands with her brother when they were alone at the school, far, far away from home. Can you share a moment from your life that made you feel hopeful? Maybe it's a special day or a big surprise. Write it down. Cultural connections. Our next activity is all about your traditions. Remember how the characters held on to the traditions they practiced with their parents, relatives, and community from back home? Like the grandmother and her friends speaking in their native Cree language when they were alone at the school far away from home? Write about traditions or practices from your family or community that are important to you. How do they shape who you are? Emotional explorations. Emotions play a big role in the book. Pick one emotion, like one the characters experienced. Do you remember the joy, sadness, or curiosity? Write about a time you felt that emotion and how you dealt with it. Let's connect through our feelings. Character analysis. Let's dig into the characters. Who's your favorite from when we were alone? The grandmother? The little girl? The grandmother's brother? What makes them resilient when faced with new challenges? How do they hold on to the traditions their parents, relatives, and communities taught them? Share your thoughts by writing them down, and if you're up to it, let's talk about these amazing characters. Illustration, interpretation. Now, the illustrations are like a hidden treasure in the book. Remember those beautiful pictures. What do you think they convey? How do they add to the story? Now, choose one image from the book to journal about. Share your interpretations and let's see the story through your eyes. Personal stories of resilience. Story time, everyone. Share your personal stories of resilience. Remember a time when you faced a challenge and conquered it? Take your time thinking about this and write down your thoughts. Remember, your stories are powerful and we'd love to hear them. Cultural artifacts. Time to get creative. Draw or describe a family treasure that's meaningful to you. Just like the characters in the book held on to special items such as language, colorful dresses, and long hair. What's your family treasure? Show us your artistic side. Hopeful future. Okay, let's dream big. Envision your future, just like the characters did. What goals do you want to achieve? Write or draw about it, and share the steps you'll take to make that hopeful future a reality. Your dreams matter. Interview a family member. Our final bonus activity is super special. When you're outside of class, interview a family member about your family traditions. It could be your parents, grandparents, or other relatives and caregivers. What traditions do they hold dear? Write down what you learned in your journal and connect it to the themes in When We Were Alone. It's like having a piece of history in your family. Breathing for reflection. Before we wrap things up, let's take a moment to reflect. Let's close our eyes again, take a deep breath in through our nose, and exhale slowly through our mouth. As you breathe out, think about one thing you discovered about yourself or your culture today. Let that feeling sink in. We'll do this breathing exercise 3 times. Here we go. Close our eyes. Take a big breath in with our nose. Exhale with our mouth. Good job, friends. And there you have it. 10 awesome journal activities inspired by When We Were Alone. I can't wait to see your creations. Don't forget to hit the like button and share your amazing stories in the comments below. Until next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep breathing.
Thank you so much for joining us today. For more bite-sized read-along videos, teaching artist activities, and more, visit embracingourdifferences.org. And we hope to see you at our annual outdoor art exhibit. Until next time, bye for now.